Become a millionaire with this amount of VeChain. This amount of VET coin can open the door for you to become insanely rich. This amount of VeChain tokens can make you a millionaire in the coming years. VeChain is about to go to the moon. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Motivational Entrepreneur. We are back with another video. Before we get started, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. In this video, we will cover everything related to VeChain, so don't click away or you may miss out on important updates. Starting with, what is VeChain? VeChain is a company that delivers blockchain solutions to companies all around the world. Their methods have been proved in the real world with a variety of established industry blockchain applications, ranging from supply chain management to anti-counterfeiting and carbon credits. VTHO is the gas token that it utilizes for transactions on the VeChain Thor blockchain, while VET is the coin that underpins VeChain. VeChain is a firm that was founded in 2015 to supply businesses with blockchain-based solutions on the VeChain Thor blockchain. The corporation has strong ties to China's industry and government, and it wants to strengthen them even further. VeChain is a distributed business ecosystem that uses blockchain technology. It was launched in 2015 as a part of Bitsy, a Shanghai-based blockchain as a service company. It was created with the intention of being used by both small and large businesses. VeChain Thor is the name of VeChain's public blockchain. The VeChain Foundation is based in Singapore and is responsible for the VeChain ecosystem's growth, governance, and advancement. Some people believe VeChain to be a mature firm, with numerous real-world business apps now running on the VeChain Thor blockchain. These solutions are not only theoretical. According to the VeChain White Paper 2.0, they are solutions tested and discussed with over 700 organizations and implemented for over 100-plus Fortune-level enterprises. Saarland, a European certification organization, has awarded VeChain's parent body a 5-star rated blockchain service certificate. How VeChain works. The VeChain Thor blockchain functions in a similar way to other blockchain systems for business. Businesses construct blockchain-based solutions using Toolchain, VeChain's fully featured blockchain-as-a-service platform. Smart contracts are also supported by VeChain Thor. On the VeChain Thor blockchain, a single transaction can perform several jobs. Furthermore, VeChain app users do not require any cryptocurrency to conduct transactions. Instead, app owners can accomplish this, making the user experience more convenient for the typical person. Proof of authority consensus is used on the VeChain Thor blockchain to delegate power to specific nodes in the VeChain Thor network for transaction confirmation. This means it only sends transactional blocks to authority master nodes with a minimum VET holding of 25 million. VET and VTHO are two different VeChain tokens. VET, VeChain token, is a cryptocurrency that may be used for both financial transactions and market speculation on the VeChain Thor blockchain. On VeChain Thor, the energy token, VTHO, VThor token, is utilized to complete transactions. VTHO can be generated by VET owners and used on the VeChain Thor blockchain. VeChain is known for its strong ties to China, a crucial blockchain sector that is tough to break into for non-Chinese firms. The company is located in Singapore with a Shanghai branch, funding from Chinese venture capital firm FutureCap, and Sunny Lu as CEO. The China Animal Health and Food Safety Alliance is one of the project's collaborators from the Chinese government. On the VeChain Thor blockchain, the organization also has many business partners with solutions that already exist in the real world. PricewaterhouseCoopers, Walmart China, Renault, and Shanghai Wangakio Direct Imported Goods are among the companies that have already implemented VeChain solutions. Price prediction. VeChain has been gaining a lot of traction over the last few months. VeChain's steady popularity and price rise may be attributed to a variety of factors. VeChain is a distributed ledger technology platform that aims to improve supply chain management and optimize corporate processes. The purpose of VeChain Crypto is to employ distributed ledger technology to simplify complex supply chains. VeChain is already partnered with several well-known organizations to provide supply chain data and tracking solutions, which has helped VeChain grow in popularity and become a good investment option. Even though several cryptocurrencies have a high worth, few of them have real-world applications. VeChain, on the other hand, has already proved its product in action, with its platform being used by cryptocurrencies like BMW, Walmart China, and many more, according to their official blog. VeChain has also begun development on enterprise non-fungible tokens, according to a report published by InvestingCube. VeChain is a cryptocurrency that has exploded in popularity over the last year. The cryptocurrency market has exploded in the last year, with numerous cryptocurrencies reaching new highs. VeChain, a cryptocurrency, has gained popularity in recent months and has provided significant returns on investment. VeChain, according to crypto experts, is one of the most undervalued cryptocurrencies, with the potential to skyrocket in the future. The price of VeChain is leveling off as bulls consider a rise. A surge in purchasing demand might send VET 25% higher to the 10-cent barrier level. According to the MRI indicator, a downswing is likely before a full-fledged upswing. The price of VeChain is stabilizing near the range low, indicating a slight pullback ahead of a move higher. The MRI signal leads credibility to the VET short-term downturn. On June 18, the VeChain price fell below the 50% Fibonacci retracement level of 0.106 cents and has remained there since. The price behavior in VET recently shows that a breakout from the tight consolidation zone is conceivable. On the 4-hour chart, the momentum reversal indicator has flashed a sell signal in the shape of a red 1 candlestick, signaling a 1 to 4 candlestick correction. As a result, VeChain pricing is expected to make a third equal bottom at the 0.071 cent support level. VET may sweep below these lows to capture liquidity in specific circumstances. This is a bullish indication, and it is usually followed by a swift bounce. If this happens, VeChain's price will hit the swing high of 0.084 cents from June 23rd, followed by the resistance level of 0.092 cents. VET will reset 0.102 cents and the 50% Fibonacci retracement level at 0.106 cents if the buying pressure continues. If the VeChain price does not rise over 0.071 cents after sweeping the lows, it indicates weak bulls or insufficient purchasing pressure. The bullish thesis will be invalidated if the support barrier at 0.067 cents is breached, resulting in a lower low. In this situation, the sellers might cause an 11% drop in VET, pushing it to the range low of 0.059 cents. Cryptocurrency price forecasting might be tough. Fortunately, several cryptocurrency gurus have offered their predictions regarding VeChain. According to Wallet Investor, the VeChain price might reach 0.19 cents in June and $1 by 2025. VeChain's price might rise to 0.15 cents in 2021 and 0.30 cents in 2025, according to the digital coin price. VeChain's price is expected to rise to 0.27 cents by 2021, according to coin price forecasts. Price forecasts, on the other hand, should be regarded with a grain of salt. With the current price being just 0.09 cents, even the slowest possible rate, you can get 10 times by 2025, which is when VET will reach $1, as many experts believe. However, we all know it requires just a few months for markets to completely change, and you never know when VET can reach $1 or $10. For a fact, since it has large links with China, it can even go on and push a $10 price. All that being said, based on your stretch, an amount of 5,000 to 10,000 VET is a must-have and it will guarantee you massive returns. Conclusion: VeChain is a forward-thinking company with a strong presence in China. With a number of well-known companies' projects now running on the VeChain Thor blockchain, the company has demonstrated that it can assist businesses in developing valuable blockchain applications. That was it for today. Let us know what price you think about VeChain as an investment. Subscribe to stay up to date with VeChain news, and don't forget to like the video to extend your support. Stay safe and healthy.